Is this a glitch? This picture right here that my character is standing next to. Is it an Easter egg or perhaps a clue? I don't know. When I rotate the camera, it disappears as if there's nothing there at all. But when I rotate it back, there it is again. Now that's interesting. Anyway, I'm merely excellent for YouTube playing Dragon Age Inquisition on the PlayStation 3. Now this isn't going to be much of a gameplay. I'm actually going to be talking about some problems that I've been having playing this game on the PlayStation 3. I don't know how this game is like on any other console or on the computer, but these are experiences that I've been having on the PlayStation 3. Now, one of the most recent problems involves a bug that sort of activated coming from the most recent patch. Now I forgot what the name of that patch was, but when I looked at it, it said 1.09, so I'm assuming that is patch 8, but anyway, it's the most recent one, just to be more specific. And what it does is make my game lose function when I enter the Black Emporium. And if you don't know the Black Emporium, that's pretty much one of the DLCs that you can buy from the system store. And inside the Black Emporium, you can change the looks of your character, or you can buy most of the items that are already in the game, and some new items too. So I'm going to show you this bug that happens to me every time I go into the Black Emporium, because it makes my game crash every time. There's no escaping it. But it's not a very hard crash, but it is truly annoying. I would like to be able to use the Black Emporium without any problems at all. So what I'm going to do for now is test some things out, because it's going to have a lot to do, you know, as I'm using my attacks right now, you can hear the sound. It's going to have a lot to do with the sound well, specifically the sound effects. It's going to have a lot to do with the sound effects. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to the Black Emporium and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I am now here in the Black Emporium, and from here on, there will be no sound effects of any of my attacks, no matter what I use. And by there being no sound effects, it pretty much indicates that my game is getting ready to crash. Maybe not right now, in the next few loading screens. However, even though I can't hear the sound of my attacks, I can still hear the voice that plays when I walk further in. You know, that guy who always speaks to you.
I hear the Red Templars are trying to find this place. Not if I can help it.
Yeah, that guy is always funny. Anyway, I was just using this as an example. So I'm still able to hear him.
Break everything.
And also my character's voice when I use the mirror of transformation, when I'm testing out the voice, you know, just to determine which voice I want to use for my character. So this is just the start of it. So it won't crash when I go into the next loading screen. It's the loading screen after that, because that's when it usually crashes, every time I go into the next loading screen after I leave from here. So I'm going to skip ahead, go back into the land where I was, and then you're going to see what happens. Okay, now I'm back where I was, and all of the sound is now gone. No matter what happens, I won't be able to hear anything, not even when I talk to one of the NPCs. Nothing. I can't hear her voice whatsoever. And from this point, if I go into a loading screen now, you know, from either quick traveling or going back to my main menu, my game is going to stay in that loading screen forever. I won't be able to do anything. Well, the only thing I can do is go back to my main PSN menu, but that automatically restarts my system. And that's really annoying. So I was wondering what happened there, cause it just shows like how much the game is losing function now. I tried talking to this officer, and it took like almost 15 seconds for my character to actually react to the sequence. So let's see about quick traveling and going to a loading screen right now. Like, let's go back to Skyhole. and nothing will happen. It will stay in this loading screen forever. And notice how fast that icon is flashing at the lower right corner of the screen. It shouldn't be that fast. I mean, I can wait as long as I want and it will always remain in this loading screen. This is one of the bugs that comes from the latest patch when you go into the Black Emporium on the PlayStation 3. So if anybody else is having this problem, please leave it in the comments below, cause I don't think I'm the only one who's having this problem. I mean, if I am, and maybe I just got a bad copy. I had this copy for a very long time, and I haven't had much problems with it. Well, actually, I had problems with it. You know, there's flaws in this game that I want to talk about. Yeah, there's some flaws in this game that I want to talk about. So doesn't matter how long I wait now, it's always gonna be on this loading screen. It's gonna stay there forever. So that's just really, really annoying. So I guess I'm gonna have to back out, quit, which will automatically have me restart my whole PlayStation 3. You know, in the way where I have to choose my username before I can go back online. And so there's that. Okay, now, as bad as that was, it doesn't really make the Black Emporium unusable. All I have to do is make sure that I save my game after leaving it before the next loading screen. And then it'll pretty much take the glitch away if I load that saved data. So anyway, I got my sound back. You can hear my attacks. And you can hear the NPCs. So yeah, now that that's back, there is something else I want to talk about. And it's pretty much a flaw that was pretty much built into the game. And that particular flaw would be called autosave. I said it, autosave. The game autosaves way too much. And along with that, it gives me more saved data than I need. And my game happens to crash at times when it's auto-saving. So those are three very annoying things that gets me a lot. Like, the most annoying thing ever is that there's no way to turn off autosave. Now, how can any developer make a game that doesn't give the option to turn off autosave when autosave itself can be, you know, can sometimes make your game lose function in some ways? But there is a way of deactivating autosave. I mean, what you have to do is just spam so many new saved data, spam so many characters, keep creating as many as you can until the game tells you that you can no longer autosave. This is what I did. I had spammed so many new saved datas. So that's the way of deactivating it, because, you know, every time the game will autosave, it gave a decent chance of my game crashing while it's saving. And it usually happens when my character is moving around, especially in areas, you know, back in Skyhole. Like when I'm moving around as it's auto saving or saving generally. Sometimes when I save manually, then it just crashes. So that was just too much to deal with. So if there was any way to turn off autosave, like any possible thing that I can do, then spamming so many new saved data is pretty much the only way to do that. And I would actually recommend doing that if you have a problem with it yourself, because it really helps a lot. Even though you'll have more characters than you want, but you know, it really helps a lot, because during the times, you know, when they're doing all these auto saves, it will make my game lag, go slow as it's saving. And by doing that, all I'll have to do is just press X every time I'll get a message like this, let me know that I can't autosave anymore, which is good because I don't want to autosave. So that's the way to do that. If you want to turn off autosave, the only way you can do that is just spam new characters until you can no longer autosave. And be sure to delete the like the main two autosaves that will appear for each of your characters, because generally it gives you 4 separate save datas. And I think either 2 or 3 of them are autosaves, but make sure you save manually. Have 2, like, or at least 1. But I prefer to save manually so my game will always function correctly. So that's one of the big mistakes that the creators have made with this game. You know, at least on the PlayStation 3, with all this autosave crap. You know, I think they put too much focus on autosave, and you know, it just made things slow. I mean, it was something like it in Skyrim. Like, I was able to turn off autosave in games like Skyrim because that was making my game lose function at times, and it kept crashing during the time. So that was actually what some friends of mine recommended me to do. They suggested I turn off autosave. Right now I'm losing my breath. I don't do commentary very often. So this is what I wanted to say in this video. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to show you more. I just want to exploit these problems that I was currently having, because that thing with the Black Emporium is truly annoying. And as I said, I want to be able to use it with no problems at all. I don't want to have my game crash every time after I use it. So this will be the video, and once again, I'm merely X1 for YouTube, and I'm out.